G'day everyone. So continuing on with our square projects. This is a nice, beautiful piece of camphor laurel. It's 8.5 inches in square, 215 mil. I think that's what it was. And I've already drilled the hole in the center there. And this has been drying since the 19th of the 6th, 2022. So we should be nice and dry. And I'm just going to get stuck straight into this. I hope you've all been well, and if you're over in the States there, I hope you've been keeping cool. I heard it's pretty hot lately. I'm just going to feed that on there. Stop the lathe and make sure it's nice and tight. I'm just going to narrate or talk as I go, but I don't want to hold up the proceedings. And we're looking pretty good there. So I'm just going to start with the 19mm woodcut bowl gouge. Freehand sharpening with this guy here. It's a 55-degree bevel. You can see that I was a bit slack on the old chainsaw that afternoon. So hopefully I don't have to remove too much material. And that wood screw, I didn't go too deep with it. A bit more speed. Might get a bit exciting. Sorry if I'm blocking your view up there. And then I'll come back. So that is going to look gorgeous. It's a nice little bit of quarter sawn material there. It's going to look absolutely stunning. Got a bit more work to do there on that back. We'll grab another tool. Let's go the Thompson 19mm. That tool had a 55-degree bevel on it as well. Now I'm going to try something different that I normally don't do. I'm going to put a wide tenon on this. Yes, you heard me right, a tenon, not a recess. Now I'm not riding on center, so I'm just going to slightly raise that right side up, come across to the right. Too much. There we go. And I'll mark that with my brother's pencil here. We'll mark that so you guys can see it there. So I'm gonna curve it. I'm gonna curve it slightly, and then on the top side, I'm thinking about cutting it down, look like a bit of a sushi plate type style. Just got a little 12mm here, 45-degree bevel, and I'm just gonna peel this out. Just taking it easy as I come up to that edge there. Dig in a bit. Come up like last time. If you're struggling to see down the piece, see I've got a bit of tear out there. Just put a bit of paper, white paper down there, and that'll allow you so you can see the outline of the shape. Now I'm going to move the tool rest over more now. I'm going to come back that way to avoid getting that tear out like that there. That is not good. We do not want that, because the more of that we get, the more we have to take out. A bit more. See how that looks there? Looking pretty cool. I think we got rid of it. Got a bit of a... That's okay, because we're coming down and cutting across those fibres there. I was expecting a bit of tool grain, but that's all right. Maybe one more pass. The old one more pass. You know that one. You all know that yarn. One more pass. One more cut. Eyeball it up. And now I hope you all enjoyed that short video. Just a real short, simple little video about GL5 45 degree bevel. Cutting that torn grain out with using a bit of oil. Just going to turn that lathe off because safety first when it comes to these sort of square bits. Take that paper away for now. We got rid of that. I will come back with the push cut this way to hopefully minimise our sanding time when it comes to that there. I don't want to be sanding for ages. But another cool little thing I learnt off Mike Mahoney on his videos is cutting across this way, back towards yourself, so away from the lathe, reduces plucking those end grain fibres out in the base here. You see that tear out there. When we are roughing out, and you might see, that's why I've got so many, and you see a lot of other turners and that we have so many gouges, is because one's purely for just roughing it down to shape, and then you might pick up a smaller one like this guy here, and that's for your last little final trim cuts. So horses for courses, you know, so you always want to have a lot of tools. My wife loves it. Why do you need another one for? Well, you know. Just going to trim this down. You could push across the piece, or you could push in. We don't want to lose our mark. And we don't want to take too much material. Just going to take that off. I don't know how that even happened. That's the dust collector. That's the remote for the dust collector. I just decided to turn on. So I've got a bit of clearance there now. Apologies about that. Now I'm going to come back this way, do a bit of a Mike Mahoney special. Going to leave that there, add a bit of detail with, I've got a little spindle gouge here, 45 degree bevel, heel removed. I'm just going to come in this way, come back that way, and roll it in there, make a little bead. Make a little cove, like that. Now our mark is in here. I'm just going to bring the handle into it, hopefully, and then come across. Just clean up this little bit here. Come down here, just chomp down into that little bit there, nice. I want to come in a little bit more there because I don't want to undermine that little tenon there too much. And when I say undermine it, is removing material from this side, so then I've got nothing to clamp down onto and compress inwards. But I will have to take a little bit more down in there. Make a little bead in there. Row the boat, bit extravagant piece. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the GL5 here, and I'm going to push up the hill here a little bit. Got a little bit of mess to clean up there. Just stopping before I get too far out. Yeah, that's a nice cut. You can always tell you got a nice cut happening with these little shavings coming off like this. You always know that you're on point. And now I'm going to come back this way and just meet that there. And we'll get stuck into some sanding. a little bit too much, Kez. So now I've got to come back this way. You can't see it as clearly. There we go. A little bit of cleaning, bit of housekeeping. Wasn't the cleanest cut. Apologies, the exposure on that camera is way too much, and when it's too bright, you can't see a lot of detail. But that's looking quite clean. I have noticed I've got a fair bit of torn grain on the outer edge before that bead. So I am going to clean that up, because that will just reduce my sanding time. So one way to do that is using that Mike Mahoney method. I don't know if he invented it, I'm just saying that's where I learnt it from. And I always believe as, you know, compared to Mike Mahoney and Glenn Lucas, all us sort of whippersnappers, been turning for a blink of an eye. Those fellas been turning all their lives, you know, for the whole time I've been alive. So I believe it's important to say where we learnt our skills from, you know, from their DVDs or by watching tutorials. Or going to put another little bead in there. I'm just going to clean that up on that side, use that side wing. I don't normally put heaps of detail and stuff into the bottom of platters and bowls and that. I'm more of I like to think as a traditional sort of turner, so to speak. But I'm going to rip into some sanding. So I'm just going to use Woodcut tools, Pure Tung Oil. I am supported by Woodcut tools. Just letting you know. I don't know if I have to let you know that, but I prefer you guys knew that. I originally started. Oh, this is going to look mint. This is going to look beautiful. Originally started buying their tools back in the day when I started. I bought the hollower, wherever I put that, and then I bought their bowl gouges, and then just started buying more and more. My father-in-law, he started buying Hamlet tools down the road here from Carbatech. So, yeah, it's they're a great family-run and owned company, so they take care of their people and their customers. So it's really nice, Dan and Jen who run it. I'm not trying to plug their product, I'm just saying that's why I enjoy working with them, because they are good people. And when I don't know if anyone knew, when I look at that, guys, that is just freaking sensational. That is beautiful. Just a lick of oil and it just comes to life, doesn't it? I'm actually really excited about turning that other side and seeing what it's gonna turn out to be on that upper side. I think it's gonna look absolutely mint. I'm just gonna let that sit there for a bit. I've got some 320 grit wet and dry sandpaper. We'll see how this looks now. Oh, that looks beautiful, hey? Just gonna rub the excess off that cloth on here. And those fines, what they do is they act as a really fine abrasive. So when you are wet sanding it, it just brings up that finish so much more. I'm just going to hit that little area in there around those beads again. Get myself into a good position here. Righto, cloth. Just going to hold it like that. In case it catches on one of those corners, it can just pull out of my fingers. I know it's common sense, but common sense ain't all that common anymore, is what I've been told. Bit more speed. Just heating that oil up. Just getting any of that excess off in that little, there, see? Common sense, Kezza. Righto, that'll do it. Oi! Here I am telling you. Oh, Kezza. Oh, mate. Bloody walking hazard sometimes. Righto. Let's get that off, hit it in reverse. That is going to look like a little beauty, I reckon. And that little foot, that'll create just that little bit of difference when it's sitting on the table. It'll just be a little bit more elevated when it's sitting there, so people will be able to see underneath, and it will just be looking like it's floating on the table a bit. That's what I reckon anyway. I'll just clean the back here, make sure it's got no shavings on there. Hand wheel, feed it on. Last minute, give it a flick so that metal binds nicely onto each other. I'm going to give that another blowout. Make sure we're nice and clean within the jaws so it sits nice and evenly in there. Yes, I really enjoyed making that last little video because as you all know, I'm under the pump a bit with bits and bobs that I get up to. And yeah, it just allowed me to come out here, film a quick video and get it done, but also pass on some stuff that I find really useful that I've been using all the time. I don't know if you guys saw that tub over there, this tub here. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. That's just got that tung oil in it with a little cloth. And that's just there all the time, so I can just wet that end grain, that torn fibre up, and then take it off, like turn it off. And I find that turning with that oil on the piece works like an absolute treat. So I'm going to find some more little things that I do that I never thought I could turn into a video and make them into a video. So righto, so I'm back to the 19 mil. Sorry, talking too much. And I'm going to just start cutting down into that centerpiece there. Just making some light cuts. Let's just, remembering I can't go all the way out to that edge just yet. Just want to bring this out here. I don't want to remove too much from the center. And what I was saying, I just want to check something. What I was saying before is leaving those chuck jaws slightly open helps us a lot, because I can do this, come around here, and where I've got oodles of room, but I want to make sure, oh, I'm breaking stuff here. I want to make sure that I can, yeah, okay, cool, sweet. Yep. So what I'm going to do, start from the outside and just slowly work my way in. And I'm going to do that because it's quite thin out there already. I'm just going to rip that down, actually. Little 12 mil here. Make sure I'm going to be supported out on that edge with the tool rest. Yep, all right. Bit of speed, come back, eye it up, and then start coming through. Light cuts. See how that looks? Oh, that is beautiful. That is nice and crispy there. That's 5 mil there. That's perfect. That's perfect. That is bellissimo. I'm just going to take this bit down now. Little 12 mil, hey? Little guy. Look at him go. Give it a little tickle, bit more. There it is. That looks primo. That's beautiful. Righto. But let's just get rid of that material in the center there. Bring back our 19. Just pressing it out of the way. Pushing in towards that headstock. Righto. Nearly there. Now in the comments, let me know if you reckon I should leave like a ring. Dan will show us here. If I should leave like a circle in the center or not, because this is going to help me when I do get those burls out, and I'm going to turn a square plate out of one of those burls. And I want to know if you guys reckon, you know, I want your input, because you guys are pretty much the ones that I spend the most time with, and the Dino, the Minister for Finance and Defence. Righto, so that's about 10 mil there. I want it to be thin. I want it to be thin, elegant. So when people pick up pieces and they go, "Whoa, that is light," and I feel like they respect it more than, you know what I mean? You know, when you pick up, when you're a kid, and your parents would say, "Be careful with that because it's real light and delicate." And normally I would say like a bull in a china shop, but that was actually proved. Someone in the audience said that was actually false. They put a bull in a china shop and it didn't break anything. So I can't say that anymore, can I? No. Righto. Enough talking, Kezza. Come on now. Come on, son. Let's trim. Right. GL5, and now I'm going to keep stopping and starting because I just need to check on things, because I don't want it to get too thin where we can't see that there. I want to get rid of that. That's crap. That line there, that is not good. That one there. Righto. I'm happy with it. Yep. Now we're talking. Can you guys? Now we're talking there. That's what that is. 5 mil. So we're coming down 5 mil, even thickness all the way down here. Bring that tool rest over. Bit more support on the tool. Make sure I'm not going to clip the wing on that edge there, because that'd be disastrous. One way of, I'm happy with that. I'll tell you at the end when I'm done. Let's start sanding. I think that looks pretty good. Pour a bit of the nectar in there. Watch this now. This is going to come to life. Watch this banger. Now imagine friends coming over and you pull this plate out and put some chips and a little bit of dip and cheese on this. That is primo. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I'm just going to wet sand this up. Then I want to tell you about something I forgot to mention. When it came to turning the back, I'll just concentrate on it. Hold on. All right. When it came to turning the back there, what I wanted to say is that sometimes you can leave the underside slightly domed. So domed towards the table or towards the floor. And then that is a little insurance for later on, so you don't bottom out into your platter. You see I got a little bit nervous turning the inside, but we haven't got any flexion there, which is fantastic. Let's just buff this off quickly, and then I want to show you what I meant. And you can see then where my hand, I went to the dark side, and it sort of brings it down like that. That's why I put my hand over on the other side, because you can cause yourself a mischief. It just gives it that extra support. You get those wood turning forearms, big burly forearms. Righto. Let's have a look. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Nice, simple little plate. A little Richard Raffan foot there. I will have to come back and tie that. I've got some little marks off the chuck, but that's no stress. That's all good. When I set the vacuum chuck up, I can quickly remove that. I've got another little mark here. I'm not too sure where that came from, but that is a gorgeous little plate, little square plate. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Check this video out here. If you want to learn more about why I have so many different gouges and things, I think a closed form bowl demonstrates that a lot better. So check that video out there, and I will talk to you all directly. Cheers. Bye.